And that may have been the most Vontaze Burfict thing ever. Probably the most single Vontaze Burfict thing I've ever seen, and that's saying something. So immediately, everybody expects a suspension, except for John Gruden, who seemingly was losing his mind over it. Like, how do you do that to that guy? Like, Gruden was the only one who didn't understand. So, shocking thing of all shocking things. The suspension comes quickly, and it's for the rest of the season. That was the question, right? There's going to be a suspension. We knew that. But how long was it going to be? Now we have our answer. The rest of the season. Good. I've got a quick follow-up to that, too. Why is Vontaze Burfict even still in that league? Why is this guy still allowed to play at all? He's been suspended multiple times for hits. He was fined $165,000 for hits last year alone. Here's a quick list of the names involved. Martellus Bennett, LeGarrette Blount, Antonio Brown, Jack Doyle, Cam Newton, Roosevelt Nix, Anthony Sherman, Greg Olson, Max Williams. Like I've said it before, that's not a football roster. That's a list of guys that Burfict has cheap-shotted. It's gotten so long, it's now in alphabetical order. And it's probably not even a complete list. So in an era of player safety, Vontaze Burfict is the league's most unsafe player. This guy literally is a threat to everybody around him. So let me ask you once again, how is this guy even still in the league? Hey, Ross, what about Vontaze Burfict? He gets ejected for that hit on Jack Doyle yesterday. News breaks a few minutes ago. He'll be suspended for the rest of the season. At this point, Ross, could you argue that there should be an argument, or you can make an argument that he should be banned from the NFL, period, at this point?
Without question, I'm so glad you said that. I actually just filed my column at The Athletic saying exactly that. And I'm not, Jim, some guy that's just a sports writer, reporter, whatever. As you know, I played 7 years. Our mutual buddy, Kyle Brandt, could tell you from college, or the guys I play with in the NFL could tell you, I was very borderline. I mean, there were things I did on the field that some of the defenders would say was cheap or dirty or whatever. But a lot of times that was just like a cut block downfield that they didn't like. It was still legal. When I saw what Vontaze Burfict did yesterday, he should never be allowed on the field again, ever. That is his 10th transgression, on-field transgression. I'm not going to go through all of them. I would encourage people to Google it or look it up. But he has been fined or suspended 9 times for questionable behavior. I'm not even counting the middle finger or the PEDs, just for questionable hits. The whole idea of discipline, Jim, is to deter behavior. It's not working. He's not deterred. He doesn't care. And how bad would the NFL feel if Jack Doyle had suffered some type of permanent brain damage when Burfict launched himself like a missile? I'm not some prude when it comes to football. I love the physical part of it. I love the violence of football. But at some point, the NFL is culpable and probably legally liable for what this guy does on the field. I mean, if something really bad happened to Jack Doyle, if I were his family, I would sue, and I think they would win. And I'll say one other thing, too, before I forget. He's going to appeal, I saw. The NFLPA better not represent him or support him. Their job, Jim, is to look out for the best interest of all 1,800 players, not one guy that consistently endangers the health of the other 1,800 because he won't follow the rules. If anything, the NFLPA should be pushing for him to be banned for life as well. I don't ever want to see that dude inside the white lines ever again because I'm scared of how it could end at some point.
Good for you, Ross. Ross Tucker joining us. I want to ask you one quick follow on that. Ross, if you had to get inside this guy's head, how do you explain this type of thing from Burfict? Does he not know the line? That sounds absurd, but does he not know the line? Does he not care about the line? Or are we just talking about a bad guy?
I think, from what I've heard, I think when he goes inside the white lines, I think he just loses his mind. And we all have kind of an alter ego. We're all different when we're out there than we are normally in regular. But I think he loses all sense of right or wrong. How about as he's running off the field, he's smiling and blowing kisses?
Right.
I mean, is this guy delusional? I hope he realized he was blowing kisses to the rest of his salary for the entire season. I mean, he just doesn't get it. And to try to get in his head is like trying to get into Antonio Brown's head. I wouldn't even begin to know where to start. I just know this. That guy should not be on an NFL field ever again. I mean, when is enough enough? When it's the 10th time now he will have been fined or suspended. 10!